guys, and welcome back to Reed's Readers with your host, Clinton Reed. And as you can see by the title of the video, which I do believe is down below, and how that works, this is Pride Recommendations Video 2. We're covering the Black books. Why gotta be black? I have 5 recommendations for you guys. 3 that I've read and 2 that I haven't. I tried to go through all the black, and the 3 that I've read kept popping out at me as in I have to recommend these. Even though one's super popular. But again, like in pink, I said, there may be super popular ones in here, but that's just because I have to recommend them. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So let's just get into these 5 recommendations for black queer books. As in, the spines are black. I tried to go through the black books and I tried to find at least one book with a black main character and I couldn't. So these are color black. Because pink and black on our little thing. Let's just get into this. And my first recommendation goes to Him by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. This is the original cover. The new ones are white, so you could also read this for a white book too. But this follows Jamie Canning and Ryan Wesley, who Jamie is the first, like, he is super out and proud at being gay. No, hold on. Actually, I'm not going to, go into full detail on this one, because I feel like a lot of people know about this. This follows 2 good friends who, once upon a time, were super close, coming back together to realize their love of not only hockey, but each other. This is by far one of my favorite adult romance novels. I have different sections with paper in there just because things that were said. This is just hilarious, heartfelt. I cried, and the spicy scenes are just nice. So my first black recommendation goes to Him. Let's see if that'll start. And next we have Featherbed by Annabeth Albert, which is book 1 in the Vino and Veritas series, which is a spin-off of the True North series by Serena Bowen. This series is all queer books in one. It's like an entire series of queer characters, all by different popular romance authors, doing different tropes. And book 1 follows Harrison Philip Fletcher III and his mom as they open up a bookstore in a small town in Vermont. Burlington, Vermont opens up an exclusive bookstore and wine bar. And it opens up where he accidentally gets a delivery of live chickens. And he meets the chicken farmer himself, Finn Barnes. And it's that romance. So all you really need to know is it's set in a bookstore, chicken farmers, bookstores, wine, and I really love this. The spice scenes. There's a scene involving a mirror that I still want to recreate with Sterling. Because, child. I was like, I need a cigarette after this. Listen, if you want some top level spice, Annabeth Albert's your girl. Hold on. So I highly recommend this, and I definitely still need to finish on with the series because I want to continue on. And this is also a really good series to try out with people who want to try out new romance authors and don't mind reading a lot of queer romance, and maybe might open you up to all new authors. They're all super small, except for like 2 or 3, I think, in the 18-book series. Might actually be something that... Comment down below if you guys like the idea of maybe a read-along of this series. Of discussing the books together, and who would want to, like, buddy read this series with me, because we can reread this one. It's super fun, super quick, and we can, like, maybe come up with a plan to read the rest in the series, to dip our little toes into these authors. Comment down below and let me know. Our next Black recommendation, I read this last month, and this is going to be one of my favorite books of the year already, and that is Like a Love Story, which is in black. I feel like it should be closer to pink, which I may move around because it's got pink on the spine too. But this follows Reza, an Iranian boy, Judy, an aspiring fashion designer, with a gay uncle, Stephen, who has AIDS, and Art, her best friend, who is the only out and proud teen. And this is set in 1989 in New York City, as Reza discovers his own sexuality and how he forces himself to date a girl when he's in love with her best friend, and how he feels about AIDS and the AIDS epidemic and stuff. This book shattered me in more than one way. Also, if you're a huge fan of Madonna, I feel like you're gonna love a lot of this, because there's a lot of Madonna references in this. Listen, I love the fact that we got a queer novel with music representation that wasn't Cher. Listen. But yeah, I highly, highly recommend this, but have tissues handy. Now, these last two are both adults, and I have not read either. I am reading one of them next month for Camp Season-a-thon, and it's one of Sterling's all-time favorite queer books. But this first one I'm going to recommend is Unburied, a collection of queer dark fiction edited by Rebecca Rowland, which this is a short story collection all about queer characters set in horror settings. You have books by MC St. John, Louise Stevenson. When I got it because of Robert P. Oden mentioned his, which is a dark fable. Like, there's paranormal horror in here, dark fantasy, psychological horror, science fiction horror, ghost stories, supernatural horror, psychological thrillers. I am so excited that I want to get more into, like, horror and dark fiction. And I thought this was, like, an amazing step to be talking about. And the fact that this is also an indie published book by all indie published authors, giving us, I'm going to read you a little bit on the back so see if this pulls you in. Which, by the way, I just love the Cthulhu in the background of the graveyard. Like, whew. An asteroid miner recovering from an accident learns that the cure might be scarier than the trauma. A man discovers a mirror in an antique shop that allows its gazers to climb inside and visit paradise. A teenager is haunted by the memory of a strange boy who appeared in his bedroom when he was a child. A future pandemic survivor is forced to make a terrible sacrifice in order to save the world's gay male population. A cult survivor sees a man who reminds him of someone from the past and begins to lose a bit of his hard-earned control. An entity that exhibits characteristics of both angel and vampire tells its particular story to an anonymous confessor and potential lover in the shadows of an LGBTQ club. Silent film actresses who haunt a Hollywood Hills mansion, mysterious beings who lurk in the closet, and witches who may or may not live under the bed. These and many other dark fiction entities from this twisted box of curiosities come together to serve the reader a cornucopia of chilling horror, sci-fi terror, and dark fantasy, and a bloody twist on the antiqued trope of burying the gays. 16 established and award-winning genre fiction scribes from around the globe present this dazzling array of creature features, shadow fables, and dreadful delusions, spotlighting LGBTQ plus characters. Prepare to unearth your deepest nightmares. Bum bum bum. It just sounds so good, and I saw Robert P. Odom talking on a live show on Nikki, one of my friends Nikki's channels. It used to be I Read Past My Bedtime. It's Dark Between Pages. She interviews a lot of horror authors that are indie published, and he made a comment about this and I instantly purchased it. Still have not read it, but I am super interested. I may or may not read this next month, or I may save this for like a special project for like October. So I am super excited, and I just had to recommend this because I feel like more people, like I know a lot of people who follow me who like horror and dark and creepiness, and I thought, why not give y'all a queer dark book? If that'll stay. Fine, we will move this to over here. Yes. And my last black recommendation for you guys today is Bathhouse by P.J. Vernon. I knew I could not do this without recommending this book because Sterling would kill me if I didn't recommend this book. All I know is this is a scandalizing thriller with an emotional punch, perfect for readers curious to discover their next must-read. What follows is a classic runaway train narrative full of exquisite escalations, edge-of-your-seat thrills, and an oh-my-god twists. All I know is this is a queer thriller set in a bathhouse. I have started it once before, but it is now our From Blood and Books book pick for June, so I will definitely be reading this in June. All I know is this also involves asphyxiation tropes, and I'm kind of here for it, kind of not. This book is like one of my most intimidating books, but Sterling really loves it, so I had to recommend. I felt like those last two books are so different than the first three that I feel like I needed to recommend them. So that's all I've got for you guys today on this video. Comment down below, let me know if you've read any of these. Are you interested in any of these? Let me know. Again, if you're liking these videos, comment that below. Also, comment and let me know. Give me one of your favorite recommendations of a queer book that is black. That is a black queer book. And maybe I may read it in a future video. But, like I said, that's all I've got. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. And remember, kids, always be fabulously yourself. Until next time, bye!